What up, what up, what up? It's your boy D back at you with another video. And today we are going over Summerslam night 1 and night 2. I told y'all I would come back and I would give you my full recap, my full reaction, my full thoughts on what I saw at SummerSlam this year. Without further ado, we got 2 nights to go through. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Let's get all that out the way because let's get into the show. So, it's only right that the first match we talk about is the match that opened the damn show. We had the Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed versus main event Jey Uso. 4 letters, 1 word. My alarms are going off. 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. And we also had our tribal chief, the one, the only, Roman Reigns. This match was very, very, very fun, incredibly entertaining. The leap that Roman Reigns did outside to the outside of the ring was insane. I really loved this match. The entrances were perfect. Jay's entrance to the crowd was crazy. Had MetLife Stadium rocking. One of the things I loved about this match was even in a loss, it made Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed look like bullies. It made them look aggressive. It made them physical. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso got the W at the end of the night. But Braun and Bronson Reed did not feel like losers. And that's the important part of it. I did see Braun Breaker was called limping backstage. Oh dear God, I hope he's okay. I'm excited to see where they go from this now, because obviously there is a new wrinkle into their faction. Hopefully this faction, for the love of God, finally gets a name. But this faction, from the jump, I really wasn't a fan of it at first. I didn't understand it. But now they have really picked up steam within the last 3 weeks. And I'm excited to see where they go tonight on Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Where do they go from here? This is all going to get very interesting. Very, very interesting. As we're on the road to Clash at the Castle. Really enjoyed what I saw from this match. Absolutely. All right. Next match up on the list. We had, for the Women's Tag Team Championships, we had the Judgment Day versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. I thought this match was very fun, very cool. I really am a big fan of the Allies of Convenience. One of the things I love about this is I love to see Charlotte Flair actually having fun. And I was kind of thinking about this, and if I ever got to interview or ever talk to Charlotte Flair in my wildest dreams, one of the things I would ask her is, yes, we've seen you be Charlotte, we've seen you play the heel, and obviously you get a ridiculous amount of hate on the internet that's beyond unnecessary. But one of the things I would love to ask Charlotte Flair is, have we ever got to see Ashley in her character? Because I don't know, because I feel like Alexa Bliss just brings out a human personality, a human side to Charlotte Flair. I feel like we're kind of watching Ashley perform in the ring with Alexa Bliss instead of watching Charlotte Flair perform in the ring with Alexa Bliss. But it works. I think Raquel, ever since Kevin Nash made those comments about Raquel Rodriguez, she has Big Mommy Cool, has been doing the damn thing. I feel like she's been moving very well, and her wrestling skills have improved tremendously. So shout out to her. And Roxanne showed she belonged tonight. This is the biggest stage Roxanne has ever performed at, in front of 60,000 people. And Roxanne did her big one tonight, and I was really proud of Roxanne. Obviously, I know we still have Stephanie Vaquera. I know we still have Julia, Sol Ruca, but don't forget it twisted now. The prodigy, Roxanne Perez, is a future main eventer. And she's continuing to show why she is one of those ones. And I'm more excited about the Judgment Day, especially now that they've lost those tag team titles, and to see what Liv Morgan does when she comes back. This is going to be very interesting, and I'm very excited to see where they go further from here as well. Now, the next match was my only real lull of the night. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. The match was cool. Why did Karrion Kross lose this match? I don't know. I don't understand why. Karrion Kross had no business, in my opinion, losing this match. Karrion Kross is talented. We're always yelling. We're always chanting, we want Kross. And to make him lose to Sami Zayn was just kind of random. It kind of just really didn't make any sense. I genuinely hope that I'm excited Karrion Kross got this match at SummerSlam. I hope he's not out the door. I really hope that he doesn't take his release or WWE doesn't let him go. Because I really think he belongs in WWE, and I really feel like he's finding his true footing in this business. Karrion Kross has all the talent in the world, and it's about time that we finally do something with him. I'm waiting for WWE to do something with him. Sami Zayn, I mean, when you look at Sami Zayn, his character, you're kind of just waiting for the Royal Rumble. Could Sami finally get the job done at the Royal Rumble? That's pretty much what you're waiting for. Could Sami get the job done maybe at Elimination Chamber? Because Sami Zayn wants to be World Heavyweight Champion. Could that momentum pick up to where he's back in those spots? It could. It could. But I'm really not sure. Karrion Kross needed this moment. And because he didn't get this moment, I'm a little concerned whether the fans are going to love him more or if the fans are genuinely going to jump ship. Because the company just doesn't see it in him. And that's really unfortunate. Because I think Karrion Kross is a big deal. I think he can be a very big star in WWE. I really hope he resigns, but this match was okay. The finish really deflated the room, in my personal opinion, but it was a solid match nonetheless. Next matchup on the list is Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. Honestly, Tiffany Stratton winning this match, obviously, y'all know I stay on Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton winning this match was very surprising. It was very surprising seeing Tiffany win this match. Not because Tiffany isn't great or Tiffany isn't athletic. You kind of felt like, you kind of had that vibe where like, Jade's going to get the W. But then I started to realize, Tiffany is 13-0 in the year of 2025. She's beaten everybody. And I'm not mad if they didn't feel that Jade is ready to really take the helm and really be champion. If they truly didn't feel that way, I'm cool with them keeping the belt on Tiffany. My only concern and my only worry is we have to do something about Tiffany's opponents. Because after all of this, the last thing I would want to see is Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax for the 99th time. There's not a lot of women on SmackDown who have been built up as true competitors, so we need to do something. I'm excited. The match was cool. The match was fine. It was very quick, very abrupt. It was the first loss where Jade lost literally clean, which was surprising. So I'm really excited to see where we go from here, but I hope that there's a plan. I have faith. I'm going to keep the faith. I'm still a Tiffany supporter to the death. We just got to tighten some things up. That's all I'm going to say with that about that one. Next matchup on the list, Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Let's go, Jelly Roll. This match was everything it needed to be. It was an attraction match. Jelly Roll worked hard in this match. You can tell that he was in the PC working hard. The frog splash he took through the table was fucking awesome by Logan Paul. I loved it. I genuinely loved it. And I really liked and enjoyed the fact that like they really went out there and they worked super hard. And Jelly Roll did the best he could. And I loved it. And for him to be on this miraculous weight loss journey and for him just to do all of this just to be in the WWE, he did the damn thing. He absolutely did the damn thing. This match was hella fun, hella entertaining, and that's all it needed to be. Nobody was looking at Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre as wanting a 5-star classic. No, it was an attraction match, and they got the best out of it, and they did the best out of it, and they made Jelly Roll look cool and look stronger. And I'm actually excited that Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre won. It makes sense why they won, and it makes sense that Jelly Roll took the pin. I really enjoyed this match. I'm a big fan of this match. Shout out to Randy Orton, shout out to Jelly Roll, shout out to Logan Paul, and shout out to Drew McIntyre, in which Drew McIntyre, he definitely will be getting a world title match very soon, in my personal opinion. And the last match on night 1 is Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight title. This match, in my personal opinion, is one of the match of the year candidates. This match was fire. It was slow, it was rugged, it was very technical wrestling. I'm not gonna lie to you, this match in certain weird ways kind of felt like an ode to Bret Hart. Even with the sharpshooters included, it was just very slow, very technical, and CM Punk really showed that he can do that too. And I thought that was a really cool thing to see as well. I thought they both worked hard and they kicked ass. And I loved how different Gunther worked when he started bleeding. And I love how CM Punk became a shark in the water once Gunther was busted open. I enjoyed that match very well. And then to see CM Punk win the world title, I was so happy. I was so happy. And then the ruse of the century. Seth Rollins did it again. Seth Rollins came out on crutches, looked at CM Punk, turned around, started walking, stopped, threw one crutch, threw another crutch, took the brace off, went down there, beat up CM Punk with the briefcase, curb stomp. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins fooled us all. And Seth Rollins is now your world heavyweight champion. I was so pissed off for CM Punk, but damn did I love this moment. I love this moment so much. This moment was amazing. Because now, normally in the WWE, you kind of have a little bit of a lull when you get to the fall. This fall could be crazy with the amount of talent that is on that roster right now. And to have Seth Rollins as your world heavyweight champion, you still have Gunther, who technically has a rematch clause. You still have Jey Uso. You still have Roman Reigns. You still have Roman. And now you have CM Punk. And it makes you ask that question. At Clash at the Castle, are we doing a 6-man tag? Is it Seth, Braun, and Bronson Reed versus Roman, Jey, and CM Punk? Is that the match at Clash at the Castle? Because Lord knows it damn sure could be. And that match would be insanely entertaining, and it would be off the charts. There's so many directions that this could go. Like, I may need to make a whole fantasy booking off of this, because we need to hear from Seth Rollins tonight. We definitely need to hear it, because he said it. CM Punk will not be champion under my eyes. And CM Punk, Seth Rollins went out there and became hater of the year. That was a hating ass moment from Seth Rollins, and guess what? It was absolutely perfect. I loved it. Overall, I thought night 1 was very, 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 very entertaining. A lot went on, and everything to me executed besides the Sami Zayn Karrion Kross match, but big fan of this night. Now, let's get into night number 2. What kicked off the show? The kicked off the show was the Women's World Championship match between Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Naomi. Big fight feel. And that's exactly what it felt like. It felt like a huge deal. And that's one of the biggest things about this match that I enjoyed the most. Rhea Ripley's entrance, absolute gas. When she came out, I loved every single bit of her entrance. I thought her entrance was really entertaining, and like the look, she had like this cool ass look that was so entertaining. Perfect. Naomi, Io Sky's entrance is always dope. Naomi getting to come out to getting played to the ring by her father was a really cool moment to see. I was so happy for Naomi to see this match, and like they beat the shit out of each other. At this point, I genuinely believe Io Sky and Rhea Ripley are just wrestling soulmates. I could watch Io Sky and Rhea Ripley have a match every single day. That's how goddamn talented they are. They were perfect. Naomi, being as crafty as she can be. Naomi gets the pin. Naomi will go on to face Stephanie Vaquer at Clash in Paris. And I think it's going to be a very good match. A very great match. Do I see Stephanie getting the title yet? No. But Naomi was the right person to win this match. And I love how she defeated Rhea while Rhea almost had Io Sky beat again and still couldn't get the job done. And you're still telling that story between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. And honestly, between those two, they don't really even need the title. They don't really need it. They can have a match at Clash in Paris, and we're all just going to be able to watch. Because I do think before Rhea can go and reclaim her women's world title, I genuinely do believe she does have to get over that hurdle. And her hurdle right now and her motivation should all be on Io Sky. And I would even love to see a 30-minute Iron Man match between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Just throwing that out there. But a hell of a match. Naomi, you told them all. You told all of them, what do you call them? Raggedy heifers. To proceed with caution. Loved it. Next matchup on the list is a show stealer. One of the matches of the weekend. TLC match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Love this match. Love that the Hardy Boys were in the crowd. Love that the Dudley Boys were in the crowd. Obviously, 25 years from TLC 2000. I enjoyed this match so much. This match absolutely slapped. This match slapped on all levels. Like, shout out to Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae took a crazy bump in this match. When she fell through that ladder, my jaw dropped. And then I'm like, there's not going to be a spot better than that. Then, boy, was I wrong. When Nathan Frazier from Fraxium went to spear Tommaso Ciampa after he's hanging onto the belts, and Nathan Frazier missed, and Tommaso Ciampa just picked up his, flipped his legs up with his core and hung upside down in the air. Elite. Then them doing a recreation with DIY falling through the tables like Matt and like Bully and Matt did was a perfect reminiscing of that spot from TLC 2000. This shit was amazing, bro. This match was crazy. The Wyatt Six got the win. I'm not mad at it because all the Wyatt Six members got to be in this match, and then Bo Dallas took a crazy sunset powerbomb in this match as well. The Street Profits, like that Spanish fly through the tables was crazy. The SmackDown tag division is really fun, really exciting. I am still looking that I still do believe Andrade and Rey Fenix will eventually defeat the Wyatt Six for the tag team titles. Lord knows somebody has to move to Monday Night Raw because their tag team division and the SmackDown tag team division are just two different they're in two different contests. But this match was hella fun, hella exciting, chaotic, and crazy, and it was everything that it needed to be. Now, Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental title. I feel like this is, to me, the most underrated match of the weekend. This match was crazy, and I feel like the fans, I don't know what the hell was going on in the crowd, but they weren't loud enough, and they weren't giving it up enough for this match, because this match is crazy. These two women beat the shit out of each other. Becky Lynch debuted her new theme song, and it slapped. It slaps. I'm sorry, I'm a huge fan of her new theme song. I believe the band's called The Wonder Years. Really cool. I enjoyed this match. I love the steel chain. I love the zip ties spot, even though it was a little bit botched, but it's all good in the hood. Loved it. Loved the crowbar. I even loved Bayley coming in, trying to help. And then out of nowhere, Lyra comes out of nowhere with a leg drop off the top rope through the tables. They beat the fire out of each other. I even loved how Lyra lost. They burned even with Lyra not being able to challenge for the IC title anymore, while Becky still has it. I love how they protected Lyra by having Bayley knock her out, and that's why Becky defeats Lyra at SummerSlam. I thought that was perfect. And I do believe having Becky and having Charlotte in that mid-card has elevated the women's division. I truly believe that. And I love how Becky is a heel, and ironically, Charlotte is now a babyface. And I think that's really cool. It's a really new wrinkle. These women are just going out there and they're killing and they're stepping on shit right now. They're running it. And I'm telling you right now, by WrestleMania 42, if there's not a good story, if there's not big enough men's storylines, don't be surprised for women main events WrestleMania 42. Don't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. This match was hella fun. I loved it. I'm telling you, it was one of the sleepers of the weekend for sure. Shout out to Becky Lynch and shout out to Lyra Valkyria. Next matchup on the list was an moment. It was an kind of match. Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa, steel cage for the United States Championship. It was cool. I don't know if they really have chemistry like that between Jacob and Solo. It wasn't right. It wasn't a bad match, but it was just, maybe the crowd was a little bit deflated, but it was just okay. There was nothing wrong with it. But I will tell you this, the crowd did love themselves some Jacob Fatu. The ending of the match was kind of strange, kind of odd. Only having Jimmy make the save was a little strange. It makes sense storyline wise, but it would just kind of felt a little bit off to me. But the match was solid, and to me the best spot of the night was Jacob Fatu taking doing the moonsault off the steel cage. That was fucking crazy. I love that. To see a guy like a Jacob Fatu do that off the top of the cage is insane. And he absolutely killed it. Shout out to Jacob Fatu. That boy is different. We're still on the Jacob Fatu train because there's some people I want to see Jacob Fatu get in that ring with now. That could really be something down the line. Trust your boy on that. Now, before we go into the finale of night 2, actually, before we go into the next match, we need to talk about that boy who was in the crowd. Mr. Iguana with La Yesca and Psycho Clown, of course, from AAA World Wrestling. Mr. Iguana was also on SmackDown in a match against Los Garzas for the AAA Tag Team Championships. Let me tell you something about Mr. Iguana. WWE needs to find a way to sign Mr. Iguana. Mr. Iguana is ridiculously over. It's insane how over he really is. In the merchandise, he could be a player in WWE. Do I see him as like a world champion? I don't know about all that now. But the marketing you can do with Mr. Iguana in the WWE would be insane. Because every time he comes out with La Yesca, the crowd goes crazy. And there's something about pro wrestling. It's very hard to be unique in pro wrestling these days. Everything has been seen. And it's not just a wrestling problem, it's a world problem. When you look at movies, something else that I love, when you look at movies, there's not a lot of original ideas that are coming out these days. A lot of the times, it's always I Know What You Did Last Summer 2, a Scream 7, a Saw 45. They're making a new Jason movie because it's very hard to come up with brand new ideas. Mr. Iguana is very original. I've never seen something like that. And that's what makes him cool. And that's what makes him different if he came over to the WWE. I think he would get over very well if Mr. Iguana was in WWE. 100%. I just had to mention that. Next matchup on the list was Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title. This match was very fun. Another match, like how I said, CM Punk versus Gunther was kind of like an ode to Bret Hart. This match really felt like an ode to Eddie Guerrero. When AJ came out in the Eddie gear, obviously Dominic Mysterio looked up to Eddie. This match was perfect. It was 20 years since the ladder match that they had for the custody of Dom. That's why he's a 20-year vet. Dom getting the win, I'm absolutely fine with. I would love to see AJ Styles eventually get back into that world title picture. And if he's not going to get back in that world title picture, I do think I would love to see a feud with AJ Styles and the ring general Gunther. I feel like that would be an amazing TV. That would be a perfect feud. That can absolutely go crazy if you build that as like 3 matches. Or even if AJ fights Dom again, it would be really fun. I would really enjoy it. And maybe AJ is the one to take the title of Dom. Or it could be Finn Balor down the line. This can go a lot of different ways. And I'm just really happy that this match was really fun and I really enjoyed it. Shout out to Dom Mysterio and shout out to the phenomenal AJ Styles, who came out in the lowrider with his son. Really cool moment. And then obviously the last match of SummerSlam was the street fight between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. The match was a banger, match of the year candidate off the entrances alone. Cody Rhodes' entrance into this was crazy, bro. He had a crazy entrance. John Cena's entrance was fire too when he came out and it was all black. And then when you heard that, it's new, then the collar came in. It was amazing. John Cena is back being the babyface, being everything he needs to be. And I love it. I freaking loved it. It was perfect. I'm so like, what? This match it showed a different side. You could tell John Cena was more relaxed because he wasn't working on having to be a heel. John Cena went out there and had that dog in him. Absolutely had that dog in him. Doing a Pop Rocks code red. He was hitting him with like 7 AAs. They beat the shit out of each other. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Cody Rhodes is doing a lot of type of heel shit in this match. Ripping the turnbuckle off, hitting with the metal part of it. A pile driver was used in this match by Cody. They did a lot in this match. He hit him with a Cody cutter through the table. They did a lot, and they beat the hell out of each other in this match. It was very physical. This match was head and shoulders over their match at WrestleMania 41. Easy money. This match was a banger all around. And now, I'm obviously excited for John Cena's babyface turn. Of course I am. But I will not let people disrespect John Cena's heel turn. You want to know why? Because no matter how people liked it or not, that moment at the Elimination Chamber will live on forever. It's one of the best orchestrated turns since Hulk Hogan became the third man of the NWO. We will not let people do that. Did the plan fall away because of The Rock's less involvement? Yes, it did. But we're not going to act like we didn't get good moments out of it. If anything, if it wasn't for John Cena's heel turn, would Ron Killings, R-Truth, have had a big impact as he did? No, we're not going to forget John Cena versus CM Punk at Night of Champions, which was a really good match. We're not going to forget the pipe bomb promo that John Cena cut on CM Punk. We're not going to forget Punkonomics. Don't let your recency bias make you think just because something is great that it was that the other things were a failure. Don't let people do that to you. But overall, match was absolutely insane. I loved this match. Cody Rhodes is now your new undisputed WWE champion. It was only right that John Cena gives the belt back to Cody. It made sense. What we didn't expect, John Cena is saying goodbye. And then there was a sound that I waited for at least 2.5 years to hear. Mr. SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar is back in WWE. Hell yes. Brock Lesnar is back in WWE. Oh, hell yes. I have been waiting for this moment patiently. Nobody could have took this moment away from me. When Brock Lesnar came out, I started jumping around like a fucking animal. I don't care what nobody has to say. Brock Lesnar was one of the first wrestlers I actually sat down and watched and was like, that's my guy. Brock Lesnar has been my guy ever since. I rock with Brock Lesnar like that. And when Brock came out, business picked up. And I love this for John Cena's tour, his retirement tour. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, sign me up. Why? Because they're both mean a lot to each other in their careers. Let's be real here. If Brock Lesnar never leaves WWE in 2004, does John Cena ascend to where is John Cena the same John Cena? Does John Cena get the trust of WWE that he could carry the ball? Does he? Because Brock Lesnar was positioned to be in that spot. If you think I'm capping, Brock Lesnar main evented a WrestleMania that had Hulk Hogan versus Vince McMahon and The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin on the motherfucking show. Brock Lesnar closed the damn show. Brock was being in that position to be the number one guy in the damn company. Brock Lesnar left, John Cena carried that ball. But then, when you fast forward a few years later, Brock Lesnar returns to the WWE. His first match is with John Cena. John Cena beats Brock Lesnar. Then Brock Lesnar goes on to fight Triple H. No, it wasn't bad. Nobody really cared. Because Brock Lesnar ended up losing to Triple H at WrestleMania 29. Brock Lesnar was doing kind of work. Brock Lesnar goes against The Undertaker. Brock Lesnar defeats The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And to capitalize off of that, it was Brock Lesnar versus John Cena for both the World Heavyweight title and the WWE title. And Brock Lesnar beat the Jesus out of John Cena. That really gave that feeling of the beast Brock Lesnar is back and to terrorize the WWE. John Cena gave him that. They mean so much to each other. 2021, Summerslam, John Cena versus Roman Reigns. When Roman Reigns is celebrating, Brock Lesnar's music hits. Brock Lesnar comes back after they said he was retired. Brock Lesnar comes in, F5's John Cena, and then leaves. And then tonight, John Cena's getting ready to say goodbye. Brock Lesnar's theme song hits. John Cena is a very integral part of Brock Lesnar's career. And Brock Lesnar is a very integral part of John Cena's career. This is amazing. And I'm so happy to see two of my personal favorites of John Cena and Brock Lesnar do this one last time. But I must say, we gotta talk about Brock Lesnar because Seth freaking Rollins. If Brock Lesnar decides to go after your title, Braun Breaker ain't big enough. Bronson Reed ain't big enough. Count your damn days. Your days are numbered if Brock Lesnar decides to take your title. Y'all don't want that smoke with that boy, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is back. Everybody. The landscape has changed again. And then now everybody on that men's roster, including Friday Night SmackDown and Monday Night Raw, has been put on notice by the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. That, guys, is my SummerSlam breakdown of everything that happened. What were you guys' favorite moments? Let me know. This is a long-ass video. We had to talk about it. We had to talk. I'm so excited to see where WWE goes, kicking off with Monday Night Raw in Brooklyn, New York tonight. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Forever gang. And until forever finds you.